Hello, everybody, and welcome to a graphical tour of a game idea that I'm working on where you go from small town to small town solving supernatural mysteries a la Supernatural or some other show like that. So what we have here is the start of the town, which you can see that this is the way out of town, and we can't go that way yet, but that's where the wilderness is going to be, farmlands and forests and cave structures and all that sort of thing. So we enter the town, and it's procedurally generated is what this is, and these represent all the houses that are going to be here. They're all kind of placed strangely right now because that's how it is at the moment. They're all just kind of placeholders, but everything's just randomly designed, and it all has residential areas, it has factories, and it has a downtown area. I still haven't implemented a place for municipal buildings like police departments, mayor's office, post office, and that kind of thing, which will be a separate map. But as of right now, we're in residential map, and we will wander around here for a minute. And now, as of right now, you see the tall buildings kind of represent the shops of the place, because this is downtown map right now. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. I really should get some sleep, but I just finished doing most of this and thought I'd show it off to everybody for a little bit, just to kind of get a feel for how this is going to work, if it's going to work. I still have a lot of work to do. I still have to make the buildings functional in that you can actually go inside of each one, and all of those are procedurally generated, and you can go into each house, and those are procedurally generated, and they'll be locked sometimes. You have to have a lockpick skill to try and sneak in and sneak around. And then here we have factory-type buildings that represent industry, and you can go into these buildings too. It all depends on where you need to go, and you'll run around the town. Sometimes you'll hit dead ends here, and you'll run around town, try to investigate strange going-ons in town, and stave off suspicion probably from local authorities, and hopefully figure out what's devouring people around the town or whatever before the thing gets away. Now, that's another thing I want to add too is the ability to, if you're open, like a little too open with what you're doing, then your suspicion starts going up maybe, and the monsters start coming after you, like actively hunting you down. And here's just a little cul-de-sac neighborhood over here. And it's not perfect yet. There's still lots to do in terms of building buildings that aren't placeholders, but also in terms of just how the streets look and how the housing placement is, where it's like nobody has a lawn really, which is kind of strange. But whether or not I want to keep it that way is up in the air right now. All I really, it's like all I have done is a dungeon, or well, not a dungeon. It's a procedural based dungeon that's a town now, and so it's all generated, and you can randomize it again, and you'll get pretty much a similar design in that downtown is usually in the center of the whole thing. Residential places are built around that, and then industrial things are built around that. And then after that, you get a way out of town to kind of create a cohesiveness, at least, or at least justification as to why this town is kind of locked inside itself. But yeah, this has been the tour. It's late. I should probably lie down, and because I've done all I should need to do today to make an explorative town. I don't know, it's a little transition thing. I thought that was nice as well. It's just one of the options that you can use with Adventure Game Studio. A little Bugs Bunny kind of style to it. It just it has a better flow than just the standard fade in, fade out. I like it a bit better, and it kind of distracts from the fact that all the buildings are kind of in the same place. depending on what roads are where. Like you'll notice, well, this is a different section. Well, you'll notice we'll go back down here. And this road will become available, so this building will go, but this building, the red building stays, blue building stays. And depending on where you're at, like there'll be different looking houses in each one. So these aren't going to stay like exactly the same. They'll have random aesthetic looks to them, and then inside each one will be randomly generated. That'll be a whole nother engine, well, different engine at least, to represent, to kind of build like hallways and shit. And okay, yeah, and this has been the graphical tour of what I did tonight. And I'm pretty satisfied with it right now. So I'm going to take a break and get some sleep. So later.